Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show. No.
It's the Tryforce.
Back in November of 2021, two idiots got together to do a review of the first season of Teen Titans. By popular demand, they came back and did season 2. By popular demand, we're back, baby! Season 3 of Teen Titans with my favorite last letter of the alphabet.
Thank
Z.
you. Oh, yes, I'm so excited to be back. I have nothing to offer but a hearty booyah towards these events.
Booyah.
I'm really jazzed to be back, to be doing Teen Titans again. It was, it was the Z and Rain experience, so I'm pleased to be coming back in August of this year, 2022, to do it for season 3.
The way that, I haven't been on a podcast with you in so long because my life has been so busy. I almost cried today because I was like, I get to record with Z.
It's the only thing that brought me through work today. I was like, I'm gonna talk Teen Titans. I looked at the first episode. I'm like, this was one of the best episodes. So I'm
literally one of the best episodes of all time.
I'm taking my stride. I'm ready. I'm jazzed. I hope the audience is jazzed because by popular demand, it's Teen Titans season 3, and wow, it's just pleasing to learn that apparently almost 1 million people viewed this episode when it aired. Thanks, Wikipedia. That's kind to learn.
Yeah.
So
that's fucking wild. I have to ask.
What up? Yeah.
So besides the intro I did, I had a different idea for an intro, but I ended up scrapping it.
Oh my god.
But do you remember
behind the scenes? Yeah, what up?
Being I know for me it was getting to use the parents' computer. But do you remember going and playing that Teen Titans game on Cartoon Network where you got to pick a Titan to be and you had to go through these crazy levels?
Right, and it was I do remember exactly what you're talking about. And
I literally just remember picking Beast Boy to be a cheetah, but
right.
That's I was thinking about it today and I was like, oh my god, I have to know if Z played this game.
I absolutely did. And those levels were the ones that I did over and over again. I was always a big fan of the 1v1 fighting game that they had, and being able to pick the villains, some of which we see in this episode. The kind of big three that you see. It was so insanely marketable, right? It was just so, it was available to everybody. Everybody just sort of, everyone was able to experience it at our age, thankfully. And it brings people together, I feel like it's the peanut butter and jelly of cartoons. So Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, respect. No one says a bad thing about it.
I was gonna say, you go to the arcade bars and stuff, you could walk into one of those and just be like, OG Teen Titans, and everyone in the room is like, fuck yeah.
Everyone just silently raises their glasses.
This man knows what's up.
Amazing. Speaking of which, trying to fit in a social situation, shall we get into episode 1?
Yes.
Very cool. I'm excited. We've got an OAD, an original air date, as the original there, August 28th, 2004. So a couple of days ago, 22 years ago.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I obviously haven't done that math wrong. I've obviously done that math wrong. Correct me at a later time. Episode 1, Deception. And if this were D&D, the deception checks would be high in this episode. From my boy, my main man, Mr. Cyborg himself. I have a dollar store near me, and I'm setting up for my classroom, and I got a dollar store Cyborg for my desk. I'm very excited.
I love that for you.
The Titans send Cyborg undercover. Which, considering he is a large robot man, you wouldn't expect him to be adept at. But in this episode, he goes undercover as Stone, which I thought was a cool-ass undercover name. It was a spy mission, this episode, to investigate the Hive's newest plan. Fucking already amazing off the bat as a concept.
Yeah, I love 100 out of 10,
I'm in. Say less. Cyborg finds out that the new headmaster of like the Hive Academy, I think it is, Brother Blood, is now in charge, which is a fucking also sick name for no reason.
They went hard. They didn't have to go this hard, but they did it for us.
It was great. And after like whatever happened like in the last season, like with like the Titans almost like dying and stuff, they were like back at it, like, you know, to their full strength. And I was like, yes, let's go, my boy. Yes. And he interacts with Bumblebee, who they have like he wears like some kind of disguise, to my recollection, while he's there, so that he doesn't look like, you know, renowned superhero Cyborg.
I think he had rings that he like could punch together to like change into like the stone form, but then he also like could do that to like look human as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it was. And it was cool. It was a great episode. He started flirting with Bumblebee. We saw Gizmo, Jinx, and Mammoth, of course, because they're like, from like episode 1, they're like the Hive bigwigs. And yeah, just as a cyborg undercover mission. Such a cool episode.
It was really fucking good. I remember when this episode came out and just watching it, and there's like this emotional moment between Cyborg and Starfire at the start of the episode, which I don't know if you remember.
Can't say I do. Please recollect myself and the audience.
Where she comes into his room and he's looking at himself in the human form, and Starfire is like, I don't like this version of you.
Right.
And he's like, you know, no, like, he's like, this is what I used to look like, this is like, I love this, and Starfire just kind of has this like, but it's not you.
Right.
You know, like, you're a cyborg, you're not this anymore, and like, she's saying it as like such a genuine like, but I don't know you like that, I know you as Cyborg, everyone knows you as Cyborg. Sure. And he gets so upset about it.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that and being like, oh my god, she genuinely is like, you know, upset. She's also an alien. She doesn't fucking get it.
Totally.
But like, oh, every time I think about this episode, my heart hurts because I'm like, oh my god, ow. She just cares about you, dude, and like, oh, that hurt me.
It's true, and like the comic book backstory of Victor Stone, which they do like allude to, you know, kind of make a reference to in this episode, and they have alluded to in episodes past, like the episode where he gets stripped of all of his bionic mass by all that by that creepy puppet guy. Yeah, and like that, he was an athlete, he was well trained, and then he got into a horrible accident, and so his father was able to use technology to bring him back to life because he wanted to save his son's life. So yeah, I mean, it's perfectly normal reaction on Cyborg's behalf, I feel, but like it wasn't executed well. Like, she was definitely coming from a space of genuine care. But, you know, it's easy to... It would be... No one, I don't think anyone would not misunderstand that it would be okay to miss what you looked like or what you were like before a traumatic event. That's kind of part of, like, accepting it, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Episode 2, we have just X. a few letters before me, but not the last letter of the alphabet. The Titans are faced with a dilemma when Red X returns, causing concern among the team toward Robin. Which is interesting, right? Because I think this is like the time where Red X started appearing when Robin was also on screen.
Yeah, so this was like, they found out, right, that he was Red X, and he put the suit away, and like, they're like, they see Red X fucking about, and they're like, Robin, and Robin's literally standing there like, I'm right here. How could this be me?
I'm literally standing. I was sitting on the bench. Like, I was right here.
Where were you? I was sitting on the bench.
Literally. So, realizing that the new villain is after the compound Xenothium, a dangerous element that powers the suit, the Titans scramble to find Red X. Which leads to one of my favorite Beast Boy moments in Teen Titans. Because, they say the word Xenothium, which is an awesome made-up, you know, chemical compound. And Starfire gasps, Raven like shouts no audibly, and Beast Boy goes, "Oh man, I never know what anyone's talking about."
Oh my Beast Boy!
It's great. Cyborg starts, screaming at him and stuff, but it was just. I remember as a kid watching it, and I just expected, like, okay, it's the next character is gonna show up and be like, "What?" No, he was just like, "Oh man, I'm too dumb for this." I love him.
Poor Beast Boy really sat there and just went, I ain't gonna lie, team, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
I love it. So that introduces our secondary villain for the episode. As the Titans close in on Red X, Cyborg, Raven, Beast Boy, and Starfire only, so everyone except Robin, again.
Yeah.
Everybody but Robin getting captured again, forcing Robin to have to make choices for the whole team again, are captured by Professor Chang, who has his own plans for the Xenothium that Red X is stealing. Wild. Professor Chang, what a C-tier Teen Titans villain. I can only barely remember what this dude looks like, I think.
I literally was about to be like, alright, D-tier villain, I don't remember you. Yeah. Get out of here.
I think he has like
Throw him away.
One of those like black suits, like those things that have the weird head sock, something like that.
Gross.
Yeah, so the next episode is also a fire episode that I remember when it used to come on, just reruns, because that was the best part about old school cartoons, is they would just run them in the middle of the day. Was just when this one was on, I was like, yeah, alright, I can just like go grab a snack and just enjoy this for the next 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Episode 3, Betrothed. I think if you walked up to somebody in that bar that you're going to, where everybody respects Teen Titans, I feel like if you walked up to everybody and said, episode where Starfire gets engaged to that weird alien, I feel like everyone would be on board.
Yeah, the one where she's gonna marry the goop.
Yeah, that's approximate, the floating goop. Starfire is called upon to her home, called home to her planet of Tamaran, to be married to create peace among her planet. What a text to wake up to, that's gotta be, on your communicator or whatever.
Yeah. I would... this isn't for me, team.
Political marriage on a Monday. Only to find her sister Blackfire as the grand ruler of the planet. Not great. Based on her previous actions, this is not awesome.
This does not bode well.
Yeah, but she was on a throne, though. And that's
true.
Pretty cool for a couple seconds there. Her groom is to be an unsightly alien from a distant planet at war with the Tamaranians to create peace. Oh my god, yeah, it just made fart noises to my
Yeah. Yep.
That's good old-fashioned 2004 television right there. The Titans obviously become suspicious, and obviously everyone's just openly commenting on how ridiculous this all is. And
yeah,
Robin is so pissed. He's so salty the entire episode.
Robin really be sitting there like, absolutely not. I will not stand for this. Meanwhile, Starfire's like, but my planet's at war.
Right.
And it sucks, but I would like my people to be okay.
Always best girl. Always doing her best. Damn, she was really gonna marry that goop, man.
Is this the episode? Because there's just this vivid image in my head where they all go to Tamaran, and there's the weird alien monster, and Beast Boy's like, y'all think I could turn into that? And then he does, later in the episode, he's like, turns out I can.
Wow. His power is untapped. If Beast Boy could also turn into alien races, that'd be crazy.
He turns into this, it's the best way I could say it is it kind of looks like a dinosaur, but it's an alien animal. Sure. And he literally is I wonder if I could turn into that. And then they're like being attacked and he just tries to turn into it and he does. And he was like, well, guys, that answers that question.
I mean, if that's the case, like, the limit does not exist. He can do whatever he wants.
Sky is the limit for Beast Boy.
Yeah, obviously, it doesn't work out. Obviously, Starfire doesn't marry the Goop. Obviously, Blackfire is defeated, as usual.
Just get her out of here. Throw her away.
In
Except for the fact that she's hot, and I'm like, hey.
Right. That's why I mentioned the throne. Like, you're just like, and then you're done. You're pissed. You're just on to the next one.
Listen, alright, we accept the throne, we have that for 10 seconds, and then get out of here.
Hell yeah. Episode 4, Crash. Beast Boy uses cyborg circuitry to play a video game, but accidentally releases a virus that makes him delusional and hungry. Yeah. I sometimes me too. Like, I've just
That happens to me too.
Sometimes you've just been doing too much work. Too much physical labor, and you're starving, and your brain is like, okay, we're running on like 15%. We're giving your body a low power notification right now.
Sometimes I get into bed, and then my body just kind of was like, actually, no, we're gonna go eat the entire fridge and also be insane.
Correct.
And then I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Right, we're gonna do that now. Just because you said so. The Titans call upon the tech villain Gizmo to destroy the virus affecting Cyborg. And Gizmo was like, pretty immediately like, why the fuck should I help you even a little bit?
I mean, same. I feel like that would also be my reaction, as I would be like, why the fuck? Like, why?
Why would I do that for you? Beast Boy, however, feels guilty about his mistake and joins Gizmo in going pretty much into Cyborg's software and destroying the virus core while facing off against drones and Cyborg's white blood cells. We have it, Rain. We have the Teen Titans Magic School Bus episode.
They really said, don't worry, y'all, we have the technology.
We can do it. And
we can do it. We'll just, what is that? Jimmy Neutron episode where they
have one too.
they swallow the thing. That's all I'm thinking of. Journey to the Center of Carl, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's all I'm picturing.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, any episode where they go inside someone. It's a classic episode concept. We love it. Robin, Raven, and Starfire, however, have to stop Cyborg from eating everything in Titan's tower, including the city's communication tower when he breaks out into the city streets. Good stuff.
The way. Imagine being just a citizen of good old
Jump City.
Good old Jump City.
Jump City, baby.
Leap Land, if you will.
I can't.
And whatever.
I have to say, I re-listened to the other episode in order to prepare for this, and I have to call on the underrated Hopping Hill. That was hilarious.
I was gonna say, I couldn't remember what the other ones were.
That was so goddamn funny. I was crying.
Good old Hoppin' Hill, if you would please. And you just see one of the heroes of your, city running down the street just trying to eat every single thing. I would literally be like, I think that, we've had our run, and I'm gonna call my realtor and try to move.
We are out of here. Oh my god. I love how in this Wikipedia, they list the villains underneath that appear in the episode. But this one, it just says villains, virus.
Damn. Got him.
Crazy. Episode 5, Haunted. When the Titans face off against Cinderblock, our good old stony boy Cinderblock, Robin encounters obsessed fangirl Slade, who plans to cause an earthquake within the city using seismic generators. Oh my god, this is the Robin Goes Crazy episode.
Yep.
Love
That's
it.
this one.
Oh my god, a classic. I love this episode. The Titans split up to find the generators, only to find zilch, nada, nothing. Meanwhile, Robin is really just going through it, absolutely breaking down as a human being. Like, hallucinating Slade, hearing Slade. It's crazy. And it shows.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it shows just how much he's been through from this man, you know? Like, this is a legitimate reaction of his mind and body. After witnessing Robin fighting himself, the team becomes concerned that his obsession with Slade has manifested into a delusion. That's right. That's right. Cyborg has to tell him to his face, there are no generators, there is no Slade, and he screams. Scott Menville makes a great point of screaming that line. He says, I know what I saw! Oh, it's so good.
There's, like, the scene in this episode where, like, they're in the rain, and, like, he's like, but Slade is there! And Starfire goes, but there's nobody there.
Right.
And he turns, and then it's like he doesn't see anyone either. And he's like, but he was there. And they're like, no, man, no one's been here.
No one has been here. There's,
and it's
like the
crazy.
whole time, you as the audience are seeing Slade through Robin's POV. And, like, you know when Robin knows. And that's the crazy part about this episode.
Yeah, they really made it like, you don't know, like, if he's actually just, like, being delusional or if it's real until you get to that point where he, like, turns and there's actually nothing there.
Right.
And you're just kind of like, oh.
Fucking crazy episode. This goes so hard. Despite capturing Robin, the teens soon... the teens. The teens! I love that. I want to say that for every time. Despite capturing them, the Titans soon realize that Slade may be more real than they thought. Yeah, he has, like, the mask, like, stored away, and it has, like, a tracker in it. Crazy. Crazy. A great episode.
Yeah. Also the way that, like, you know, you get, like, a few episodes into this season and just being like, yeah, I mean, Slade maybe really is gone. Like, maybe we really are moving on to, like, a different villain. And then it's like, actually, maybe not.
Maybe not. Perhaps not.
We're not going to tell you, but maybe.
You know? I liked how secretive they were about Slade after a while, after we watched him get kicked real hard by Robin that one time. You know, and then he just disappeared.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice that they were like, nice is the best way I could put it, where they were like, okay, we're not gonna just reveal, oh yeah, by the way, Slade's fine. You know, so be prepared for that. Like, they really were like, actually, we're gonna take this and make it dark and make it gritty and, like, really kind of, like, fuck with our audience along with fucking with the character.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of things that, like, I believe we talked about this in a previous podcast, me and you, where, like, there's a lot of things that this show did that, like, you just don't see in, like, a lot of children's cartoons.
Absolutely.
Where, like, this really went, no, we're a, like, superhero show, yes, but that's not a reason that we can't get into, like, the nitty gritty, like, feelings and, like, mental issues and things, like, that you don't really, like, think of when you're like, oh, a superhero.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. It really did kind of put them through a lot of, like, you know, adult themes. It put them through some times where, you know, you knew you were watching something that was on, like, you know, was, like, obviously marketed towards, I would say, towards older kids. And those are the ones that did watch it, but not too old, for sure, because the age range of this show's, you know, viewership and fandom was very, very big.
Yeah, for sure.
Episode 6, we have Spellbound. It's a spooky episode and came out in October, so that's pretty good. Raven, feeling alone and isolated from her team, bonds with Malchior, a wizard supposedly trapped in her book. You know, Raven's just got all sorts of occult objects in her room, including
fucking queen.
A talking book, you know? So yeah, the wizard, like, was... Okay, I'm gonna very much approximate what I can remember of this episode. the wizard fought a dragon and his soul was trapped in the book or something like that, and he needs to be more powerful to get himself out of the book. So he offers to teach Raven, under his talent and magic, some new spells, which she does. Wanting to be more powerful, she learns spells from the wizard while growing closer to him. It must be crazy living with her. Just walking past her, like, slightly ajar door and watching her have a full conversation with an open novel,
I can imagine. I feel like, part of it is, like, them probably being like, at least she's talking to something. Oh, but maybe a real person would have been nice.
Right. That's the goal, after all. When put to the test, the new powers become more powerful than she can handle. And Raven realizes that Melchior is not who she thought she was. Who she thought he was, excuse me. And it's because it was actually the dragon. It was like he switched the names around. I remember you can see, like, there was a painting of him in the book. There was a drawing of him fighting the dragon and a place for both of their names. And you watch them switch. So it was really the dragon the whole time.
The dragon.
Yeah. I'm all about that. I actually named one of the wizards in my D&D campaign Melchior after this episode. So
I love that.
Yeah. It's a great episode. It's definitely slept on. I don't think a lot of people talk about it. It was really cool.
I really like that episode. But obviously, Raven's one of my favorites, so any Raven-centric episode is
hell yeah,
top tier for me.
We absolutely love a Raven episode around here. Episode 7, Revolution. During the 4th of July celebrations, our good friend Mad Mod transforms the city into Britain. I love that sentence.
I mean, why not?
Do love that sentence.
Sure.
He steals Robin's youth using a cane and captures him. So he goes from old Mad Mod to young Mad Mod again, and Robin is an old man.
I do recall Old Man Robin.
Yeah. How could you forget after seeing it? After facing off against Mad Mod's minions, that was tough to say, the Titans go underground and regroup, struggling to decide on a plan without Robin. That's really funny. Sorry. Like, Robin's here. What do we do? Robin's not here. What do we do?
Oh, man. How do we form a plan without Robin?
Literally.
Ugh.
Each of the Titans carry out their own plans to no avail. Deciding to use all of their plans in one attack towards Mad Mod, the Titans rescue Robin, take down Mad Mod, and restore their leader's youth.
I love how, like, that's how that's worded, because I also have, like, a different wiki up.
Oh, yeah?
And it literally says, I was, like, laughing. I was trying not to laugh while you were reading that out, because it's going, without their leader, the other Titans fall into bickering until they rediscover the values of true democracy.
Amazing!
Democracy is what stopped America, stopped Jump City from being England in that moment.
Fuck yes.
Not them kicking his ass or anything. No. Just democracy. Whoever wrote this wiki, I would love to shake their hand.
I'm going to use this for my students when we start talking about democracy. I'm going to show them this episode specifically. Oh my god. Episode 8, Wavelength. Our good, sweet, slippery boy Aqualad appears at Titan's
I forgot
Tower.
to mention that he was hot.
He is
because they won't
gorgeous.
let you forget.
He's gorgeous. It's true. He appears at Titan's Tower to warn the Titans about Brother Blood's latest weapon, a sonic generator based on Cyborg's blueprints. Because in the first episode, he escaped, but Brother Blood's like, whatever, let him go. I have his blueprints, or whatever the hell.
Yeah, they did in fact find out that Cyborg was Cyborg,
True.
And they did snag his blueprints.
Right. You really didn't send your clearly best stealth option in there. Like, where was Raven on the stealth missions, dude? Like, come on.
Literally, Raven standing right there. Them. We should send Cyborg. Raven. I'm right? I was sitting on the bench.
I can blend into shadows. The sonic generator is capable of creating a tidal wave large enough to destroy Jump City.
Not Leap Land.
No, we can't possibly. How will the people jump if the city is destroyed?
I guess they won't. If the city is underwater, there is no jumping.
All right.
They,
there's only
they'll just be the
underwater
swimming
jumping,
seas.
like Mario.
Nope. No, they'll just be the swimming sea now.
The swimming sea. However, blood is prepared for their arrival and destroys the T-sub. I forgot that's what it was called.
Not the T-sub.
Yeah, when it comes to Raven, I'm the biggest T-sub. Meanwhile, another hero, Bumblebee, is playing double agent from within the Hive. Yes. Hell yeah. A queen. I fucking love Bumblebee.
Her.
So
love
cool.
her.
Excellent outfit. So simple. So awesome. Really cool. And obviously was doing what Cyborg was doing in that first episode way better this entire time.
Well, it's like she went, stealth? I actually know that word.
Literally vastly more competent at that task than anyone else. So yeah, we get Aqualad, we get Bumblebee. The kind of like mythos is expanding around here, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I gotta take a minute just to talk about the fact that I really do love Bumblebee. I think she's one of the like better written characters.
Totally.
I need everyone to know that I just love her so much.
It's well deserved. And I believe when they did they recently did some like a younger cartoon for girls. It was like DC Super Gals, and like it had like Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Batgirl, all that stuff, and Bumblebee right there. Same design, same Teen Titans look. Awesome.
As it should be.
Amazing. Episode 9, we've got The Beast Within. Here we go. Following a battle with the villain known as Adonis, that ends with a bath in chemicals, Beast Boy begins exhibiting aggressive behavior, much to the other Titans' concern. Yeah. I can't say, I mean, I remember Adonis. I remember how he looks. I can't say I remember this episode very well.
I think I want to say I do remember this episode because I believe at some point they like strap Beast Boy to a gurney and they're like trying to like do like tests to see what's wrong with him.
I think I know, yeah, I think you're right.
Like maybe this is the episode where he loses. Maybe not. I was gonna say, is it the episode where he like loses control and then he's like,
yeah,
attacking them at like he turns into like a giant fucking beast,
yes.
Right? And then he like attacks them. That's what I was like. I'm pretty sure it's this episode.
Okay, we've got it. So this is a little screen cap of a conversation between Robin and Beast Boy. So Robin says, "You need to tell me what happened." Beast Boy says, "I told you. I don't remember any of it. We had that argument. I went to my room. I was angry. And then nothing. Claws, a scream, nothing." Robin says, "Claws and a scream isn't nothing. What else?" He goes, "That's all." "No, it isn't. You have to focus." "I am. You have to remember. I'm trying. Try harder. If you can try to tell me what happened, I have to assume the worst. I have to put you in jail. You need to remember." And Beast Boy just screams, "I can't." He literally doesn't remember turning into this beast and hurting his friends.
Yeah. I always like in like superhero things or things where like, you know, someone like transforms into something and they can't remember. I really hate when they're like, "Well, you need to try harder" and shit like that, because it's like there's clearly something else going on. Like, right. If he can't remember, get cameras, like figure something out, chain him up, do whatever you have to do. Like, don't sit there and be like, "Well, now I have to assume the worst and assume that you're a murderer and like you're doing it on purpose because you remembered that there were claws and somebody was screaming." And it's like, no, my guy, like, you have the fucking technology. to shrink down and go into Cyborg's fucking bloodstream. You have the technology to, like, monitor Beast Boy.
Can we get a GoFundMe to get some cameras in Titan's Tower, some CCTV,
Like,
please?
come on, my guy.
You're so right, and you should say it. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, maybe all the funding had to go to the T-sub, because that got destroyed.
Right, for real. But, like, you know, that's what happens when you take the... that's what happens when you take the Bruce Wayne school of being a superhero, I think. You just...
Oh my god, true.
You know, I see a lot of Batman in this scene, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people believe this is the best episode of Teen Titans, hands down. And, you know, they may be right. Watch it for yourself and find out. We have 3 more episodes after this one. A little bit. We're approaching the end of the season. Episode 10 is called Can I Keep Him? So, you know, there's only one context in when you're asking, you know, you're getting that, giving that question. Beast Boy gives Starfire his pet, Silky, one of Killer Moth's silkworms from their last battle. Amazing. A callback to the Killer Moth episode here. And she begins bonding with it. So, Beast Boy has been caring for this silkworm as the lovable, animal-loving vegan boy that he is. And he gives it to Starfire for some reason.
I think it's because he was hiding it because he knew that, like, Robin would be like, no, you can't keep it.
Fact.
And I think Robin was like, hey, something's like, I think if I'm remembering correctly, they get back to the tower and, like, shit's, like, destroyed. And so they're like, we gotta find out what did this. And they're like, Beast Boy, we have to check your room. And I think he just is like, yeah, here, Starfire, please take care of this thing. So they don't see it, because they're not gonna, like, think it's in your room, which is clean.
No, true. Yep. Okay, this is definitely sounding familiar, for sure. However, when Silky grows too big, Starfire gets rid of him and inadvertently sends him back to Killer Moth.
Yeah, I think Starfire was like, oh my god, he's so cute, and then giving him, like, alien food, and then it made him grow really big, really fast.
Yeah, and then there has to be increasing hijinks of, like, trying to hide him and stuff. It's funny. It's a good slapstick episode. That.
But at the end of the episode, right? Like, I don't remember, like, there's some battle, and then she goes, no, Silky, do you remember me? And then he does, and then there's, like, something explodes, and then he pops out, and he's tiny again, and then he stays tiny, and she gets to keep him.
Yeah, I remember Silky, like, continues to be a thing. Like, it's not just this episode. And I'm like, oh.
I really like that episode, because I really think it's just very cute that it's a little silkworm, and at the end Starfire's like, this is my baby actually, and I love him, and fuck you, Killer Moth, this is my child.
An amazing soft gal. We love her.
We love to see it.
Episode 11, we've got Bunny Raven, or How to Make a Titanimal Disappear.
That's what my Discord name is right now.
Titanimal.
For this. No, Bunny Raven.
Bunny
Within
Raven.
parentheses, it's like rain.
The Titans are drawn into Mumbo's magic hats. The magic villain Mumbo, always a good time, and turns the Titans into various animals. Yes! Oh my god. I love this one. And Bunny Raven is such a vibe.
There's, like, when he's, like, turning them all into animals, and Beast Boy just keeps turning back into, like, he's like, okay, that's my power. And he turns them into what? Like a fucking lamp?
No, that's the thing, that's the next one that I was gonna drop a little bit later. The exception of Beast Boy, who is turned into various inanimate objects. So, Robin was turned into a monkey. Starfire was turned into a tiger, and Cyborg was turned into a bear with the tutu on.
Oh, right, I remember that.
Yeah, for sure. A very good image. Like, it is hilarious. Like, the art in this episode is so good. Bunny Raven is so funny to look at in any context. And it's just cute. It's just a cute episode, you know. It's Mumbo. It's magic. There's inevitably some bullshit, and they all turn back to normal.
I think I always remember there's like this one part because Beast Boy gets turned into all these like inanimate objects that he turns into a phone.
Yeah.
And like they just answer it and he's like screaming something. Because he's like trying to find ways to communicate. It's so funny.
Dude, it's good stuff, and they're all like old timey. Cause I don't know, it's really good. I think he turns into like one of those like a record player at one. And it's really good. It's a really good episode. It's fun.
Well, that's like one of my top tier episodes.
Yeah, I'd say it's a B tier for me. It's pretty good. It's up there for sure. I totally forgot about it until I was reading the wiki for tonight. All right, our last two episodes are a two-parter. Episodes to end off the season. Titans East, episodes 12 and 13. Episode 12 written by Marv Wolfman, who was one of the comic book writers who wrote Teen Titans way back when it was introduced in the 80s. So, really cool.
Fancy.
Airing on January 15th of 2005, and then the next episode a week later in January 22nd. Part 1, a new branch of the Titans for the East Coast is founded to help track down Brother Blood, bearing the name Titans East. It consists of Bumblebee, Speedy, Aqualad, and my good little boys, the super fast Guatemalan twins, Mossy Manos.
I fucking love them.
So intensely lovable as a set of characters. Their outfits were cool. Their power is cool, that when they're next to each other, they're super fast. But when they're apart from each other, they're not. It's so sick. They had they spoke completely in Spanish with subtitles, which I also remember thinking was really cool and funny. And what a squad. Like...
That's like literally what a good bunch of heroes to put together.
Absolutely. The breadth of powers that you have there. Speedy, of course, being the Robin of this group, I think.
Well, everybody's got to have one.
Every team has to have a brooding man in a domino mask whose powers are vastly dissimilar to everyone else's. Cyborg goes to assist in the building of the Titans East Tower when Brother Blood suddenly shows up with another villain known as Steamroller. So that's a lot of fun. A large battle ensues with an army of robots based on Cyborg's specs, which stuns Cyborg himself. So they found a way to take Cyborg offline, and it's all up to the Titans East, which is really fun.
I remember this. Because I specifically remember, Cyborg, being like, what the fuck is happening? And then, Brother Blood just being like, hey, man, I stole your fucking prince, and now I'm also half robot.
LMAO.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah. No, I mean, it really seems like it is also, going back to earlier, it seems like Cyborg's technological aspect, obviously, it's what makes him super, it's his superpower. It's super, it's the part of him that allows him to act as a hero. But it also can be a huge drawback for him, just like any other technology can be manipulated and kind of messed with, I've noticed.
I literally... And this, it also, makes you, kind of feel bad, I feel like, for Cyborg.
Totally.
With, at the beginning, him being like, no, Star, you don't understand, this is what I used to be, and then to have, that technology, turned against him. This whole season is kind of ow, for Cyborg.
Yeah, my poor boy going through it. Brother Blood in part 2 takes control of the Titans East Tower with the team under his mind control. Our good friend Professor Chang returns as well. Now, having worked with Brother Blood since the beginning of the season, using Cyborg's technology against him, Brother Blood plans to turn the team into half robots as he has done to himself. So everybody that he has mind controlled is about to have the cyborg treatment.
No, but what if? Hear me out. What if we didn't?
You know, I was unfortunately I was just thinking in the opposite direction. I was like, oh man, it would be kind of sick to see all of these guys with like robot parts.
Oh my god. Two ends of the spectrum.
Seriously, it's true. It's so true.
My response to 98% of the villain things happening. Okay, cool. But what if we didn't, though?
What if everybody got along and everything was sunshine and rainbows?
I mean, me when I'm like streaming and I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. No. You don't have to hit me. We could have talked it out. We could talk it out.
Cyborg obviously calls on the Teen Titans to help him out to save the day.
Well, you know what they say. When there's trouble, you know who to call.
Teen Titans. Thankfully, from their new under not control tower, they can see it all. And we have seen it all.
They didn't see the T-sub getting destroyed.
No, clearly not. But
I'm still thinking about it. That's like, the T-sub, why? Why is that fucking with me so much? That's all I'm thinking about.
You just like have like a My Heart Will Go On section for the T-sub real quick. Like gone but never forgotten.
Can we get some Fs? I just need everyone, let's just take a moment of silence for the T-sub and all the funds. Colton, can we get the sad Naruto flute playing? Thank you. I'm gonna say some words for the T-sub. You served us well. I'm so sorry that you're gone. Yeah. And pray for the funding for the T-sub that could have gone to putting cameras in the fucking tower.
That's season 2 episode. It will be missed.
Yeah. Yeah, cut the flute music now, Colton. It's fine. Thanks, buddy.
Oh my god.
I'm really, what we've learned from this season is send in your stealth people. Know what your team is capable of.
Party balance.
I think the reason that they sent Cyborg in was because there was some technology, like, aspect to it.
Probably.
Where they were like, oh, like, he has to, like, hack into something or whatever. But also, like, I don't know, wasn't that like back in the time where like people were like in movies and shit just handing like flash drives and like pretending that had all the data that you needed to hack a thing? You know, just hand her a flash drive and let her do some stealth mission. Like,
it's
this
fine. Floppy disk.
Yeah, here's a floppy disk. Go fucking burn them to the ground. So send in your correct people.
Absolutely.
Don't get covered in weird chemical shit.
Yes.
Or you'll have some weird werewolf situation going on.
Don't have your sister arrange your marriage to a goop monster.
If you know that your sister is evil and she has in fact framed you for her own crimes, maybe she shouldn't become the leader of your planet. And what other lessons have we learned?
Let's see, what other lessons have we learned? I would say don't trust talking books. Cat. Don't trust talking books.
Don't talk to books. That's the end sentence. I can speak. I was going to say don't talk to trusting books, but books shouldn't talk to you.
Right.
First of all. Second of all, don't trust them unless you know the story. If they're talking to you and you're like, I've never read this book, go read the book.
Put it down. Read a copy that doesn't talk.
Get on the good old-fashioned interwebs and hit up the Google, if you will, and be like, let me just look up what the story's supposed to be, so you can be like, actually, I read the Cliff Notes. That's wrong.
Right, I'm not going to talk to this book. You shouldn't talk to a book long enough to find out if it's trustworthy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't do that. Also, if you have an arch nemesis and you think you might be seeing them after you, like, thought they were dead, get some help. Don't sit on the bench. Also, if your friends are just sitting over on the bench, that's not good. They shouldn't be doing that. They should maybe be helping you to realize that, hey, that weird, creepy guy that was like weirdly obsessed with you, now you're weirdly obsessed with him. And
Right. We gotta
the
stop.
cycle needs, we gotta break the cycle. This is toxic and wrong.
Oh man, this was so much fun. My fucking face hurts from smiling so much.
I have missed this a lot.
as well have I, and I can't wait because there is still more episodes and seasons of Teen Titans to go over.
Yeah, there is. And also, I mean, me and you have discussed, I believe, a few other series that my favorite man and I will be going over. So, got some fun things to be looking
I'm
over.
very excited. I'm very excited to talk about a particular card game with you, possibly.
Ooh, I'm very excited. I have to get a lot of notes for that, but I'm excited to do that. I'm excited for some other things, and we have been talking about this and teasing this for such a long time. We are getting all three of us back together on the podcast.
Yes.
Every single person that I know got COVID. So like COVID was in my house, then Colton got COVID, then you had COVID in like your house.
Yes.
So we're all getting there. We're going through it right now, but I promise we have been teasing the three of us all being back on an episode together. It is coming. We've just all kind of got hit with shit at the same, like in 1 week intervals. So like it was like my turn, then it was Colton's turn, then it was Z's turn.
And we started moving on top of it, which I
was
know
gonna
you
say,
can
yeah, that's
sympathize
right.
with.
Yeah, like, because I was moving for a really long time. We actually I got to give the keys to the old apartment back to the landlord, like, last month. And I was just like, yes, I never have to go back there ever again. So, like, I feel you. Moving sucks.
Yeah, man.
Especially because you're like me, we're nerds. We own a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff to take off the walls. And I'm going to go search through my box of comics underneath my bed that I unearthed to see if I can find my own Teen Titans covers. I can't wait to talk about this another time again and other stuff again. Plugs, shall we? I would like you to go first.
Oh, of course. I'll go first. My plug. So I'm actually started streaming. So you can find me at The Mystic Rain on Twitch. I stream every other Wednesday and Thursdays and Fridays at 9 to 10, depending on what day it is, Eastern Standard Time. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mystic Rain VI for 6.
Nice.
And I'll plug it in for the boy who's not here. Go follow CEZ Special. He also streams on the Twitch. But God forbid if I know his stream schedule, whenever he wants to.
A couple times a week, for sure. 100%. A couple times a week.
Yeah, definitely Sundays and Fridays, I think.
I think so too. And yeah, myself, you can find me on Twitch at Uneasy. That's UNEASZEE. You can also find me on Instagram at UNEASZEE3. Shout out to my hacker for making me need to change that. Yeah, I also do commissions, Z4 Arts on Instagram. I said it last time, I'll say it every time. Please hit me up for some Teen Titans art. I would absolutely love to do some for you. And Rain, I will miss you until I see or hear from you again.
I will miss you too. Just the Roxas tear. It's falling down my face as I miss you completely.
I miss you too. Let's get together soon, shall we? Well, now that we're all healthy people.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. And as per usual, tune in next time where we talk about something else. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.